Good morning, everyone. So wonderful to see some new faces. And for those of you who are watching the replay, welcome to the new moon in Aquarius. The new moon actually it is happening at 12:53 p.m. Pacific today. So we're still in that dark moon phase where we really are invited to look within in the dark lunation of the moon, the time when we don't see the moon in the sky, right? I know a lot of us are attracted to the fullness of the full moon when it's brightly shining, but our ancestors knew this time under the new moon was a time to go within, to plant seeds, set intentions, and honestly to rest. Our environment, right, our patriarchal society wants us to keep going, but the type of women I work with are often burnt out. It's almost like we need permission, right, to rest and reset. Well, the new moon is our invitation to do that, to get quiet. Hide under the blanket for the day if you can. Enjoy this time of reset. So as always, I invite you to turn all your notifications off and find a quiet place in your home. If you share your home with friends, husbands, wives, let them know that you're taking this time for yourself. I do recommend you have your journal handy. Even setting aside a new moon journal, as I always recommend we do, so we can look back on the previous month and see what intentions we set, what seeds we planted. And so we can look back next year and at the full moon. I'm going to be lighting a candle as well for us all. So I do want to thank my mentors and teachers, especially Danielle Blackwood. I've recently been studying with her for sacred astrology. So some of the things I'll be sharing are quoted directly from her book, and I'll include that in the description when this video is uploaded. And I also take a lot of inspiration from Jan Spiller and her New Moon astrology book as well. She has been my guiding light before I met Danielle. And for those of you who don't know, I started doing this new moon ceremonies when the pandemic started as a way to keep in touch with everyone, because of course we couldn't gather in live meetings, and my transformational goddess retreats were put on hold. But now we can gather again and share ideas and sit in ceremony together as our ancestors did, and share information. Take what you want from this. I do invite you to come to this ceremony with a beginner's mind. I keep hearing that expression a lot, so I'm really feeling the need to share it as well, having a beginner's mind. So you let go of all expectations, take what you will from this time, and share it, right? Why not? So let's talk a little bit about the qualities of Aquarius. Oftentimes people think it is a water sign, but it's actually the last air sign. If you look at paintings of it, you'll see a water bearer, but it's actually a light bearer. It is the last air sign. So take that in. What do you think when you see a vessel? Something that can be shared, something that can be poured out into humanity. I always recommend When I read this poetry, I like to start out with a new moon mantra and some poetry, as I invite you to close your eyes. And I'm going to share our new moon mantra. I welcome the new energies of this lunar cycle, what it brings. I welcome the energies that are aligned with only my highest good. It is time to begin again and release the old of the past. As I cleanse my body from top to toe, I feel myself glow. All that is heavy falls away, and I am left grounded in harmony, balance, and peace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And the stages of a woman's life, we follow the cycles and rhythms of the moon. The waxing crescent moon represents the maiden. We could think of the Greek goddess Artemis with her bow and arrow. The full moon is the mother of the prime stage. I think of Selene, and the waning crescent moon, the new moon, the crone, the wise woman, Hecate. These three phases are the pre-patriarchal Greek goddess, or triple goddess. Maiden, mother, crone. The Night Ocean by Rumi. We are the night ocean filled with glints of light. We are the space between the fish and the moon while we sit here. So Aquarius is represented by the water bearer, although it's an air sign. Aqua meaning water. It's also known as the mystical healer, the one who bestows water or life upon the land. And Aquarius is the most humanitarian astrological sign. This new moon arrives with some turbulent energy, so you can find stillness and open your heart. And Aquarius, as an air sign, is more about intellect than the emotions of water. I don't know if anyone has their sun rising or moon in Aquarius. Anybody on the call? Any Aquarius? No. Aquarius wants us to move forwards, find ourselves right now in this Aquarius season, so there's no looking back. And Aquarius are very much air signs, with most of their energy focused in their mind and on their thoughts. Like I said, the purpose is to be the water barriers for humanity, which in cosmic terms means that they serve and bring to the whole all that is vital and to be of service to the collective. It's not a literal symbol, the water bearer, but a symbolic light, knowledge, and cosmic awareness that Aquarians hold. And they are innately called to pour, serve, or share with humanity. Deeply intellectual and inventive, Aquarians don't like to focus on the deep emotions of their heart, but they prefer to analyze, research, dissect and intellectualize all about the human condition. This doesn't mean they're unemotional, but their tendency to explain away their emotions rather than feel them is common. Their comfortableness in their own thought process can make them uncomfortable within a crowd, preferring their own company with their own unique ideas. Drinking that in case any of you know any Aquarians. They're often seen as solitary folk. However, they're very friendly and courteous towards friendships and groups, fair-minded, and like I said, humanitarian in their outlook. Independent, and they love their freedom. They can sometimes be perceived as detached, sometimes felt to be airy and lofty to others. In all manners of being, they can be a paradox, predictable, yet not warm and friendly, yet suddenly cool and aloof, nurturing and loving, yet uncomfortable asking for support. Their dreams, desires, and aspirations can be idealistic and yet very practical, and often have a broader, progressive, and forward-looking approach. Aquarians are often geniuses, which in itself can make them a little odd to the normal, average folk around them, even quirky. Aquarians are the holders of the vessel of light, which makes them truth bearers. They will never miss an opportunity to give you their opinion and truth on a situation, which many times sheds much needed light and understanding. However, Aquarians need to be careful not to be so rigid and inflexible in their own truth that they refuse to see another's as well. So what to wish for during this moon phase under Aquarius? Inventive solutions, innovative ideas, brilliance, understanding how things work, seeing the future, new trends, unconventional approaches, humanitarian attitudes, seeking outcomes that are good for everyone involved. Revelations, excitement, unexpected results, freedom, the big future, self-knowledge, friends, groups, networking, giving and receiving, and avoiding excessive detachment. That's the shadow. Cold aloofness, fear of involvement, erratic or shocking behavior, and inflexible opinions. So as a recap, qualities of Aquarius: humanitarian, inventive, and original. So during our meditation, we're going to focus on seeking inventive solutions. So you become totally open to seeing life from a non-conventional point of view, finding courage in new trends. So you become more comfortable to revolutionize your life and creating alternative paths. So you're a step ahead and you embrace being a visionary. So have your journal handy if you don't already, because after the meditation we'll go straight into some creative, free-flowing writing where you don't edit yourself, you just let your pen flow. So what is it about the air sign? Communication, ideas. We're going to be looking at the element of air, how we perceive it, how it is part of nature and how our breath reflects the wind that carries the messages, the seeds. So I'd like you now to prepare for your meditation. If you'd like to turn off your camera, you may lie down, sit comfortably. Whatever works best for you. Now is your invitation to do that. And if you are sitting, if you can, make sure your back is free and upright so the energy can travel up through your spine, through all the chakras. And again, if you're lying down, that you're comfortable, supported. And I'll take a drink of water before we begin. Listening to the sound of the bowl as it draws you in. Let it draw you in, letting all distractions fall away, clearing the mind as we focus in on the breath. Taking in the breath through the belly, breathing in through the nose, and letting that breath come up through the chest and landing on the heart, and holding that breath. And then exhaling, letting the element of air flood the body and release. Breathing in again for the count of 4. And holding for the count of 4. And exhaling for the count of 4. Breathing in. And holding. And exhaling. And one last time, breathing in. Holding. And exhaling. Element of air. The soft breeze on a balmy summer night, feeling the coolness that the winds bring with the breeze. Noticing the trees swaying, the movement back and forth with the element of air. The wind carrying messages, whispers, seeds. The element of air, the breath we breathe. Earth, our body. Water, our blood. Air, our breath. And fire, our spirit. Where would we be without the wind? The wind passing through a bird's wingspan. The wind that carries seeds to be planted, to grow, to germinate, to bring forth plants that flourish. The messages the wind carries, our ideas, our thoughts that bring forth new ideas, new thoughts, collaborations, ideas, new projects. Where would we be without the element of air? Our breath that calms the mind, that relaxes the body. The oxygen that it brings, that fuels the body. The breath that we take when we see an awe-inspiring vista, sunset, sunrise. The breath that takes us away in awe. The breath we need to be grounded, to sing. The breath that we take to pause, the silence. The breath that warms our hands on a cold winter day. The breath we see in the mist. What ideas are ruminating or circulating under this Aquarius new moon? The light bearer. What inventive ideas or solutions have you been ruminating on in order to see life in a non-conventional point of view? Are you open to change, to see things in a new light? Are you open to find courage in new trends? In order to gain some confidence to revolutionize your life under this Aquarius new moon? Are you open to creating alternative paths in the forest of your life so you're a step ahead? Above all else, Aquarius wants us to move forwards, inviting us to see opportunities ahead. So are there any areas in your life that you've been putting off growing? Any areas of your life? Any areas of your life that is ripe for change? Are you holding yourself back? Aquarius needs us, should I say, to be careful and to not be so rigid and inflexible. So with the breath, just breathing in all those thoughts, stories, memories that are buried. Swirling around maybe. And in your mind's eye, seeing the light bearer, the vessel that you see, Aquarius, pouring on some humanitarian insight, intellect, inventing new ideas. And to quote Danielle Blackwood, her mantra for Aquarius is, I am true to my vision. She describes Aquarius as the change maker, the rebel, the activist, the awakener. But the shadow, unpredictable, erratic, dogmatic, detached, aloof, and zealous. And the guiding goddess for Aquarius is Brigid. The Celtic goddess. And just as the sound of the bowl invited you to focus in on your breath, let it now be the invitation to come back to your space. Slowly open your eyes when you're ready. With a soft gaze. Taking a couple of breaths again, as we did when we first started the meditation. One more deep breath. And now would be a great time to dig out your journal as we prepare to answer some questions. So the first question, there'll be 3 questions, and it'll be about 4 minutes for you to write freely. So I'll time that and let you know, give you a 1-minute warning. The first question is, where in your life have you put off growing? Where in your life have you put off growing? So let's do 4 minutes. Okay, if you just wrap up that question, and if you have anything to share, you can use the chat. The next question is, yeah, 3 times, that's good. It's a sure sign, right? If you hear something or things come up 3 times, that It definitely needs attention, yeah. So the next question is, what area of your life is ripe for change? What area of your life is ripe for change? Four minutes. All right, just wrapping up that answer. As we move on to the final question. Where are you holding yourself back? Where are you holding yourself back? Are you holding yourself back maybe on your unique qualities? Just bearing in mind to release any rigid or inflexible truth that maybe you've been telling yourself. So where are you holding yourself back? Last question. I'm just wrapping up that last question. Where are you holding yourself back? So putting in the chat, what seeds are you planting for this Aquarius new moon? Or putting it in your journal. Just share if you want in the chat, but what seeds are you planting? Yeah. It certainly takes a lot of courage to discover, pushing everything else aside, to release and run free. Yeah. My seeds are visibility and collaboration, and expansiveness. And for our collective, I'm going to pull a card, a new moon card. This one is burning for peace. The intention: I am a force of peace and beauty, and I seek to manifest peace among all beings on this planet at this time. In creating peace, I anchor the Hermetic principles in third dimension reality, which is the essence of magic. As below, so below. Burning for peace. Love that. See that burning for peace. And that's from Sage Goddess. Oops, this is backwards. New Moon Intention Oracle cards. So looking forwards, the next new moon, the last zodiac sign before we hit Aries, is in Pisces, and we'll be meeting again on Sunday, February 19th at the same time, 9 a.m. Pacific. I'll be sending out an email with an invitation, and in the meanwhile, I hope you have a wonderful day. I do encourage us all, myself included, to move. If you can get a chance to get out in nature and take a walk, so you can ruminate and move these emotions through your body. And always, I invite you to drink plenty of water as well. And I didn't introduce myself in the beginning, but my name is Helen, and I lead transformational goddess retreats for women in and around Southern California. And our next retreat is May the 18th to the 21st up in Ojai. It's about 2 hours north of Los Angeles. And the theme for this retreat is on awakening your inner Aphrodite. And I will be teaching the heart of frame drumming. The frame drumming is, it's a handheld drum that you use both hands to play. And it is the oldest archetypal instrument, and women were the first drummers. And there's a whole history behind this and what it represents. And I'll be sharing and teaching, and you'll get a chance to learn how to play the frame drum, and we'll be singing, and we'll also be dancing with Kali Sundari. She's one of my special guests. She's a belly dancer, and we'll be honoring Aphrodite through dance and expression. And also we'll be doing some creative writing with Vanessa Poster. She is a creative writer, and she holds classes in and around this Southern California. And we'll be looking at the ancient writings of Sappho. She was I think she's 7th century priestess, actually, of Aphrodite as well. And we'll be using the inspirations of Aphrodite with the spoken word and written word. And then also we'll be looking at the myth of Amor and Psyche. Aphrodite sent Psyche on a mission to accomplish 4 impossible tasks, which for women, it's all about setting boundaries, for example, and choosing which seeds are important, and eliminating or sorting through the seeds, the seeds that we don't need. So we'll be working through this myth in an inner exploration. And we'll have 3 whole days up in Ojai. So thank you for joining. It's great to see new people. And for those of you listening to the recording, send me a note, put a comment on the YouTube link when it goes out. You'll get that in your email. And hope to see you next month. And meanwhile, enjoy this fresh air sign in Aquarius, and the days are getting longer, right? I don't know where you are in the world, but certainly there's definitely more light, And we'll be approaching on February 1st the turn of the wheel at Imbolc, and honouring Bridget. She is the goddess of Imbolc. Thank you again for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day.